here we are back again with another review, but this time it's a little bit different. I have never felt like this leaving a movie, and I have said that many times before. But going into the movie together, I understood that the chemistry was going to be off the charts, knowing that Alison Brie and Dave Franco are married, so that chemistry just stands out right away. But the question that I have going into this is everything that you read is promoting this movie as the scariest movie, or the best horror movie, I should say, of 2025. And with that, I just kind of have to really disagree. Even though we are now in August, I do not feel like this movie is even going to be a contender with the best horror movies of the year. And we're going to get into why. Now, Together is really centered around a couple that end up moving away from the city because of a new opportunity, and they're really trying to work on themselves as well. And during that time, you really see that they are together, but they are starting to drift apart. Hence the name Together and the overall impact that it will have throughout the film. Now, Millie and Tim is a very complicated relationship. Let's just cut to the chase and get that squared away early on. And it is such a complicated relationship because as you look through it, Tim is not really happy. He is realizing that his life from past experiences is starting to kind of lead him into a way of settling down with Millie, who is more grounded. And it is very easy to notice that. Now, on a hike, you see this is all in the trailer. Something happens and Tim starts to experience this crazy feeling and uncertainty. Now, after he drinks some water, next thing you know, all of this chaos begins to take place. And what you see is their relationship becoming even more clingy. Tim needs to be with Millie. Everything you see within the movie kind of gives you that feeling of Tim's past experience with his family, his mom and dad, kind of are leading him into this direction. Now, my issue with this film in general is when you are thinking that it's going to be the best horror movie of 2025, according to critics, you think it's going to be one of those films that is a jump scare. You are going to find yourself at every twist and turn feeling anxious about what is going to happen. However, what they failed to mention with this is a body horror type of film. Everything that you see take place and all of the scariness that is within it, I guess you could say, is more of a body horror. Now, for somebody that may not like that kind of movie, that is something that you wish was kind of more portrayed in trailers. Yes, you can see it in promotional ads, but ultimately, I think this movie just falls flat. I think when you have two main actors and characters within the film, and then you throw in a secondary character who kind of has a big role. I say kind of because he is more of what I would call the person of comfort. And so ultimately, when you're looking at this film as a whole, I just don't understand necessarily how this is going to fall within the horror movie category. Because there's nothing really scary. There's some sickening images, but nothing that is absolutely crazy. Now, I think with this movie, it could have benefited a lot by having a more solidified storyline. I think at the very beginning, you kind of get an idea of what's about to happen, and then it kind of ties together towards the middle end of the movie, and I get that. But I just kind of looking at this as a whole, even with Alison Brie and Dave Franco having the chemistry, having the connection, I just don't know if this is a movie that is going to draw a lot of audiences. Now, in my theater, there were 5 people, for myself and 4 others. And by the time the movie ended, there were 2. Because people were walking out within this movie. I heard one guy as he walked out said, "A waste of my time." But ultimately, I'm not going to be as critical when it comes to my time. I did think there were some interesting aspects within the film. I think even adding in the secondary characters and the beginning storyline give you something to understand. In that sense, I think it is set up well. But I just feel like as you start watching the highs of the movie where you're supposed to fear and be on the edge of your seat, it is just not there. So Together is out now. For me, this movie is a 3 out of 5. It's not necessarily a movie that I would fully recommend, but it is a movie that if you are interested in body horror and that kind of thing, you may find yourself enjoying. So Together is out now. It is an interesting movie. For me, it is a 3 out of 5. So stay tuned for more. I do have a Bad Guys 2 review coming out this weekend. I am actually seeing that tomorrow. It is our first week back at school. So my voice is shot. I am exhausted. So I am ready to go home, relax a little bit, and enjoy the weekend. So thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews coming. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you all later.